Okay, here's the thing.
No, pick it up.
I don't want to touch her.
Pick it up.
If you're learning how to ice fish,
No, like
We did.
from the torso.
I don't like it.
By the gill. Put your finger in the gill.
Pick it up.
Where?
Right here.
and you catch a 14-inch brook trout,
Yep, do that.
Can you get her first and then I'll...
sooner or later,
No, wait, she's going to wiggle. I can do this.
you're going to have to touch it.
No, guys!
All right, all right.
Right.
Pick it up.
This is Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine. The Maine Youth Fishing Game Association at Pickerel Pond is fast becoming one of my favorite places on earth. Not just because of where it is, but because of what it does. This is a place for kids to learn and develop their outdoor skills. And today's show is all about those skills during last weekend's Winter Day Camp. I'll grab a piece of the ice fishing, a little search and rescue, a nature walk, and a visit to the new shooting range, which is now being constructed, all during the course of the show today. All of this takes place out in the woods, just over the Milford Town line into Township 32 along the Studmill Road. With more people volunteering and more people donating their support, it just keeps getting bigger and better. Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine is brought to you by Hammond Lumber, Napa Auto Parts, and EBS. Before we get started, I should point out that the Maine Youth Fishing Game Association has an adult board and a youth board. And this whole event today was the youth board idea. Adam Regan is one of those masterminds, so what is the youth board?
So the youth board is a group of like 16, 17 kids who meet once a month, and this was our baby. We kind of planned this out for the past couple of years, and we're really excited to see it all come together.
The youth board is from all over the area?
Mostly in this general area.
Old Town, Milford, Dorado.
Yep. Hamden and Brewer.
Mm-hmm.
And, we are 12 to 16 right now, but our age gap is 12 to 18.
The kids that will be participating today are all 12 to 15 years old. I think there are about 17 participants and lots of youth board members helping out and some local teachers. Lots of planning went into this.
About a year and a half, 2 years ago, at one of our meetings, we thought it would be a lot of fun to sit down and plan out a winter camp. And it just started back in 2014. Mm-hmm. We started planning, and then 2015 snuck up on us, and we weren't ready to put out a camp in 2015, so we planned for an extra year. And then here we are now. It's kind of all just fallen into place over the past couple of weeks.
And you caught a perfect day. I mean,
absolutely.
This is just outstanding, because it could have, well, not this winter, but it could have snowed. So are there events that you thought about doing but never could pull off for this year that you could maybe do in the future?
Well, the snowshoeing was a big one that we wanted to do, but there just isn't quite enough snow for
No,
that.
there's not. But you got a whole bunch of new snowshoes.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Sportsmen's Alliance of Maine, Penobscot County Conservation Association, and Bob Howe of Maine Guide Snowshoe in Bingham, Maine worked together to get us 32 pair of handmade snowshoes, and they donated it to us for absolutely nothing.
So when the kids leave here today, what do you hope it is they know now that they didn't know yesterday?
That when it snows, you don't have to stay inside.
Exactly.
That you can come out and still enjoy the outdoors, even if it's cold.
Yeah.
The day starts early for everybody. I'm out before dawn, and so are most of the kids. They're meeting a bus at the middle school in Milford. I'm driving there directly, and I pass the school on my way out the county road. Yep, yeah, there they are, just loading on. And it looks like I've got only a few minutes lead on them. I squander some of that. While I'm passing Sunkhaze Meadows National Wildlife Refuge, I see a barred owl sitting on a limb in full sunlight right above the road. Now, that's a photo. So now I've got just enough time to beat the bus there and meet it when it arrives at Pickerel Pond. First one off the bus, Jesse K. Scheisse.
What's up? How are you? I feel like I haven't seen you since the summer. I know, I did. Great. All right, guys, head right in.
He's the new summer camp director, and Jesse is here to help direct the first winter camp, too. We all head into the association lodge for a little refreshment and organization. Mostly organization. But that's not hard, even for a load of kids this age, because many of them have participated in summer camp before. They know the drill, and they pay attention.
Yeah, grab a seat, kind of put your stuff on. Hey, Bob, how you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm well. How are you? Good to see you. Look at this group of kids coming in. All right, guys. Is everybody ready? Yeah. Good job. So I really don't want to be inside for too long today. The goal is to kind of be outside most of the day. We have some donuts and some bananas and some granola bars. So once you guys kind of get all your stuff on and you're ready to go grab some food, eat it a little bit, and then we'll regroup in like 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes to max, and then we'll kind of head outside and we're going to start with ice fishing. We got holes that are already drilled. We're going to have you guys grab your own traps and bait and kind of find your places where you want to fish. And that's going to be our morning. All right.
While the kids are snacking, I'm stepping outside. For the last Saturday in January, this is an awesome day. It started sunny, but a few clouds are gathering harmlessly. I think we started the morning somewhere around 22 degrees. It looks like it's, or feels like it's getting up closer to 30 right now. January ended without much snow. There's maybe 3 inches on the ground out here. So here's where we are. The county road in Milford passes half of the circumference of Suncays Meadows National Wildlife Refuge on the way up towards Greenfield. There is one major intersection, and that's with the Stud Mill Road, although old maps may call it the St. Regis Road or something like that. Most of this around here is forestry land, and the fiber from here often served the mills in Old Town and Bucksport. There's a lot of ponds and bogs in the area. The Stud Mill Road goes all the way east to Princeton, but the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association is only about 3 miles out from this intersection, just past an old airstrip hidden in the woods on the left. Pickerel Pond is stocked with brook trout by the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, and it's a pond designated for youth fishing only. Here, MIFGA built a small lodge with a kitchen and a grand hall for dinners and lectures. In the basement, lots of gear for the kids, snowshoes, ice fishing gear, a few boats. There's another storage building for canoes just across the parking lot. Beyond the parking lot, hidden in the woods just up the hill, some old camps that are sometimes used for overnight stays in summer. To the right of that, a small firing range. To the left behind us, a big one. A big brand new firing range, and we'll be talking about that later in the show. Down the hill, of course, Pickerel Pond, which right now has a large utility shed which serves as headquarters for winter fishing events right out there in the ice. From here, I can see that they've already got some holes drilled, and the kids will be heading down there shortly.
Hey, when you guys are ready, do me a favor and just grab a seat. So when you're all seated, I'll know you're ready. So how this is going to work is once you guys have all your stuff on, we're going to walk out the doors. We're going to go down to the double doors downstairs, and we're going to make a single file line. We're going to grab 2 traps apiece, and then I think the bait's going to already be out there. So it's kind of just going from grabbing your traps, walking to the pond, and picking 2 holes you want to fish in. From there, I got a football in my truck, so we can throw a football around a little bit while we're waiting to catch fish. But the biggest thing is just, let's get a pile of fish today, guys. We're going to start a fire, so if you're hungry, we can wrap those things up in tinfoil, salt, pepper, butter, cook them up and eat them. After ice fishing today, we're going to go into a few different rotations before lunch. Dave Martin's here from Deergo Search and Rescue. We're going to talk about probably a little bit about hypothermia and just some winter survival skills that you guys can have. We were hoping to possibly do some fort building, but what do we not have outside right now? Snow. So it's going to be a little different. Also, we did get a bunch of snowshoes, brand new snowshoes, but it might make it even more difficult to walk around today if you're wearing snowshoes. So if you want to try them out, that's fine. But I'm just going to kind of walk around and do a nature walk today as well with some of the other groups. Okay? And then that will lead us right into lunch.
Once again, that's Jesse K. Scheiss, Summer Camp Director at the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association, and is helping the Maine Youth Board to get the kids out onto the ice for some fishing as part of this year's Winter Day Camp. We're heading downstairs to grab some traps and baits, and then we'll head out onto the ice to see if the fish are biting. Spoiler alert, they are. Also, here's a programming note. Maine High School basketball tournament action is coming up over the next 2 weekends, so the Saturday episode of Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine next weekend will air at 8 a.m., in fact, over the next 2 weeks. If you missed something, remember, we're always archived online at 929theticket.com. So that's it. Let's go get some gear and hit the ice in a moment. This is Sports Radio 92.9 The Ticket. Welcome back to Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine on Sports Radio 92.9 The Ticket. I'm at the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association out on the Stud Mill Road east of Milford. It's winter day camp for a bunch of 12 to 15-year-old kids out here on Pickerel Pond. I think more girls than boys. We got some other activities coming up later, but the morning is starting with ice fishing. We're heading down the bank and onto the ice. All the kids have 2 traps and a bait bucket. Many of the kids have done this before, but there are plenty of older teens here to help anyone who hasn't. And I've got Adam Regan and Jesse K. Shice to follow, so as they all scatter onto the ice, I've got to decide which way to go.
So what we'll do is we can take these bait buckets over here, we can bring them over to the hole, and we can dip them and get some water for bait. So if you want to bring your bait buckets over, we can show you how to do this.
All the kids have 2 traps and a bait bucket.
All right, hey guys, if nobody knows how to set their trap, just grab one of us and we can help you through it.
Hey,
You ready, Brooklyn? All right,
I want to go up
Where do you want to go?
Up here in the front.
So you've never ice fished before, Brooklyn?
No.
One girl stands out. Brooklyn is enthusiastic but uncertain.
I'm going to catch a fish, but then not eat it because I don't like fish.
So my goal is I don't want to do anything. I want to just kind of guide you through it all so you know how to do it.
Here's a problem.
I don't want to kill these fish because
Brooklyn's got a soft spot for all living things. So much so that she gives names to all the fish, even the tiny minnows are about to use for bait.
Oh, those little guys? Well,
Yeah, Jesse.
I'm going to have to explain this to you.
No, I get it. Okay, is that a hole right there?
For whatever reason, Brooklyn's calling this minnow Jeffrey.
There's that rim. You want to move all...
Naming a fish that has a life expectancy of about 5 more minutes is not necessarily a good idea.
There's a small layer of ice right there. What we're going to do is just tap it real quick. That, and you want to scoop some of that ice out.
So now you've got a tiny minnow that you've named Jeffrey, and you have to run a hook through his lips.
So, the first thing we want to do is make sure that...
My fish is down.
Yeah. What we want to do is...
I'm very bad with fish, so I might kill him. I have 2 in my room, and I killed 8 of them.
Really? So what you're going to do...
Doesn't matter which one you get them.
Hold him like that, and you're going to go right through his bottom jaw, through his top jaw. But you don't want to brain him. You don't want to poke him in the brain. I'm going to go right through the jaw so he's still alive. Okay? So that's how you do it.
Yeah.
What I got to do is figure out how these actually work, because I don't know how to set him off. So what I want you to do is take this, all right? You're going to grab him. You got to take your gloves off.
Oh God, this is gonna scare me.
And you got to go... You got to hold him good. He's going to go...
Brooklyn does great anytime the fish stays still.
And you got to go through his bottom jaw and up through his top.
But if it twitches,
So bad.
I'll hold him for
I
you.
can't
I'll
do it.
hold
He's
him
gonna
for
die.
Yeah, he is going to die. You're right. I know. You got to do it. You got to do it. I'm going to make you do it.
He's squirming.
No, I'm holding
like
it. You're
this.
fine. No, go at an angle like...
Okay, like this.
Yep, exactly. You know what to do.
So right about here.
Yep. Right up through. There you go. Perfect. Yep. Right up. Keep
He
going.
opened up.
Keep going.
What is that?
Keep going. Keep going.
What is that? Ew.
This is-
I can't get this through.
There you go. Perfect. It's through.
Okay.
See? So now his top jaw,
He was
bottom
like
jaw, we'll get him in
kissing
there.
me. I don't like that. He's gonna freeze.
Now he's
in
going to
there,
swim
Jesse.
down.
He's gonna die. It's okay, Jeffrey.
One thing I don't like about fishing is
So that's the
Okay.
first one.
It's okay, Jeffrey.
so now the minnow named Jeffrey is in the water and heading down.
Okay? So when he gets eaten by a fish, it's going to pull
And
that
this will
reel
pop
around
up?
and that's going to pop up. And that's when you got to come over and check your bait.
Okay, so I think I want to do one that's close.
Okay? So you got to take that. I want you to try the next one on your own, and I'm going to help them.
Okay.
All right?
We'll get back to 12-year-old Brooklyn in a moment, but there's one young guy who's all by himself, sitting on the ice over there and jigging with a short pole. All the other kids are using their traps, not Riley. I'm going to soon discover that Riley's about as much at home in the outdoors as a squirrel. As the day goes along, I'll watch Riley tackle snowshoes under lousy conditions when almost nobody else would. And I'll watch Riley catch trout, and while everyone else is learning how to clean their fish, Riley's going to clean and fillet his. If I'm any judge of young character, in about 35 years, Riley will be running General Motors.
Okay, so I got to ask, how come you're using a pole instead of a trap?
Because I don't. Usually when I'm fishing here, it's easier to usually when I'm here, there's like a swarm of 25 brook trout on the hole, so this way I can pick which fish I want.
Really? You can choose which fish to get?
No?
How does that work? You try to
I'm
dangle it in
just
front of
looking,
them?
I pull it away from the ones I don't, and then get the ones that I do.
Does that really work?
That's how I caught my trophy one the other day.
Cool.
a couple days ago.
Besides, it's more fun to just jiggle that around instead of
Yeah.
waiting for a trap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so. I get bored just waiting for the trap flag to go up.
Also, like, you can just catch a lot more fish faster because it takes a while to reset the trap. But with this, you can just do it, pull it in, unhook it, and release it.
Yeah, he put it up through the.
So how long do you think it's going to take to catch your first one? Are you even seeing any yet?
I've got one of the. I have one of those ultraviolet lures, so the fish should be coming to it a lot better than any other lures.
Oh, okay. Now, why did you pick this hole?
Oh, because this is. I think that this usually tends to be the side that all the bigger fish are at. Because that's where 2 other people caught like 18-inch fish, and I caught my 19-inch fish.
I was wondering if
Over
you knew
here.
the secret. Because some places are better on this pond than others, and you seem to know. So were you here last weekend too?
No.
No. But you fished out here before.
Yeah, I fish out here a lot.
Oh, good.
Last weekend I was out at Savoy Slake. I was fishing for slake, but all I caught was 3 pickerel.
Meanwhile, Brooklyn has moved on with a friend to a second hole and a second bait fish that she has named Jeffrey 2. And it's not going well.
Yeah,
You have to hook it.
No, you go through the jaw and you go.
It doesn't matter. Now you put him in.
Oh, he's having a seizure.
No,
he's
Brooklyn.
bleeding.
Brooklyn, he's
Brooklyn,
swimming.
come down.
Okay.
Okay,
It
and then you
looks
take
bloody.
Watch,
You're making
Brooklyn.
him go out. He's gonna
it.
die.
Brooklyn, watch, because you're gonna have to do this.
I
alright?
know. Jesse taught me.
Okay.
Then you
Take
should do
like
it.
this.
And besides the tangle, this bait fish is being attached to the hook along the backbone.
He just,
Oh, God,
he's
what did
gonna get a
You wrapped
headache.
it.
You're making
What
him
did
go
you
up and
do?
down.
Oh, Brooklyn. That's all tangled.
You told me to put it through the hole, so that's what I did.
Oh.
It's wrapped around.
Oh, I think he's dead.
Oh, Brooklyn. Brooklyn, watch.
I know. No, you go through the jaw.
It doesn't matter.
You go through
I feel bad for him though. When you do this.
Another one?
Woo!
And then, sure enough, Riley is the first one to pull a brook trout out of this side of the lake, and everyone goes running over there to see.
Nice. Holy.
You gonna keep it or throw it back?
Throw it back. I'm gonna grab my hemostat.
You want my Leatherman?
I got.
You got one? Good job, buddy.
Oh, that's a big one.
That's Riley. He's going to throw back this big fish because he wants a bigger one.
He wants the
throwing it
big one.
back.
He wants the big
He
one.
wants a big one.
That's a good sized fish right there.
That is probably at least 12 inches.
Holy.
Oh, geez. And nice and fat, too, though.
So
Man, that's
treble.
that's a healthy fish. You can see where he's getting nipped up on the
Yeah,
tail
yeah,
in the
you
fish
can set it.
farm. Man,
Nice.
that's a pretty fish,
That
though.
is a pretty fish.
I'd say that's
job.
I'd say
That's
that's good
awesome.
13 to 14 inch range
Yeah.
right there.
This is Winter Day Camp at the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association. The plan is to fish for a little while longer, then a presentation about winter survival, and a nature walk is coming up. We'll take a break while I walk over to the other side of Pickerel Pond. There's been a lot of hollering from over there, and it looks like they're catching some big ones. So I'll meet you over there in about 3 minutes. This is Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine on Sports Radio 92.9. The Ticket. This is Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine on Sports Radio 92.9 The Ticket. Saturday mornings at 9, Sunday mornings at 8, except for next weekend. It'll be high school basketball tournament time, and we'll be on at 8 a.m. both Saturday and Sunday next week, and ditto for the following week. Today, we're at Pickerel Pond on the Stud Mill Road east of Milford, about 3 miles out from Suncays Meadows National Wildlife Refuge. It's winter day camp for a bunch of 12 to 15-year-olds, and we've started the morning with some ice fishing. Some of the kids are learning how to ice fish for the first time. Some have been doing it their whole lives. So we have some expert fish killers here and some who aren't. On this side of Pickerel Pond, they've just pulled out a big brook trout. And this one's going to be somebody's dinner. Since it's not going back in the water, the right thing to do is to dispatch it quickly, if you know how.
You gonna kill it? I really want to kill it.
You
but
wanna-
she can kill it.
Oh, she can do it.
That's my favorite part.
You know how to do it.
Then you're gonna make her do it.
So, Mackenzie, I know you know how to kill a fish. Because I taught you how to do it at summer camp.
I wasn't watching.
Oh, come on.
You can do this.
You can do this. See, hands right in the gills.
Oh, I got blood on my sweatshirt. That's a shame. You can put it on my sleeve.
I got blood all over my coat, too.
Pull it.
Yeah, the
Add
fish will
character.
come out.
I was just gonna say that.
Eventually, 15-year-old Emily does the deed. Well, Mackenzie looks the other way.
Here's your fish.
I got fish blood on there.
You gotta hold it though. You gotta put your
See,
finger up
see,
its mouth.
now we need a picture of this.
Now you gotta get a picture.
Well, open your mouth. First his mouth, not your mouth.
No, go through the gills, silly. Take your finger. Go up.
Ah, no!
Grab right onto it. Doesn't matter where.
Alright,
Just
hold it.
grab it. Oh, there we go.
You gotta like.
So now what we can do is we can weigh it. We can measure it.
Okay, my Under Armour.
Or you can just wait until you catch something. Oh, we got one more. We're running over there, okay?
Now, the fish will head over that way in a moment, but first,
Right now, where did you learn how to kill a fish?
I don't know. I kind of just I always fish with my brothers, and they kind of just taught me.
So how do you kill a fish? Describe it.
Well, you hold it with your non-dominant hand, I guess, if you want to get like really into detail. Stick 2 fingers up its gills on each side of its head and just pull back until the neck breaks.
And then that just politely kills the fish and it doesn't have to suffer anymore.
Right.
there's one hole drilled in the very center of the pond. The flag is up, and we're headed that way now. Well, they've just pulled it out of the water, and it's a big brook trout.
Nice!
That's awesome.
You gonna keep that? Good job, bud.
And then another one over there. Flags are tipping up all over the pond.
Keeping this one? I got the coffee! Keeping this one?
Oh, I'm not gonna eat it.
So do you want to keep them or do you want to let them go back down?
I'm not gonna eat them.
So you don't want to keep them?
No.
All right.
You go put them back
So
then.
put them right back in because that's part of catch and release. You can just drop them right back in the hole and he'll swim right away.
Oh,
You almost found it.
There you go.
There you go. Look, see, there he goes.
You know, Devin, we were just over there, and he's like, oh, I'm the only one out in the middle of the ice without... I don't think we can catch anything. It's like, no, Devin, I think that's the one.
and all of a sudden,
He
pop!
turns around, he's like, flag!
So when we do catch and release like we just did right there, we want to be careful when we pull the hook out because we obviously don't want to damage the fish and damage its internal organs.
Makes sense, right?
Exactly.
Because we want to get them right back into the water as quick as possible. So you take your picture and then you get him back in the water. And it's nice. You set him deep.
Well, that's good. That's his first fish ever.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's good.
How does the financing work for scholarships?
For camp,
Yeah.
essentially we don't turn any kids away.
Okay.
If a family says we can't afford camp, we make it happen.
Because he was saying that he'd be interested. He's 14, he'll be 15.
So this is really his last year he could do it. But yeah,
Right, but he said, oh, I don't know, the money and stuff.
all
I was
he
like,
asks.
I don't think you have to worry.
No, we don't turn anybody away. We keep our tuition very low, and then if somebody says we can't afford it, we make it happen.
Awesome, I'll tell him.
And if we, and it's crazy because we're looking at some of the other camps, the tuition.
It's
That Camp
expensive.
Northwoods Law is $600, and it's essentially the same thing that we do.
Right.
Maine Youth Fishing Game Association.
Oh, he's going good. That flag's spinning.
The amount of community support to get these kids outdoors and learning is just incredible. It's inspiring to be here.
You said it.
I need bait, Dustin!
Emily!
Fish.
Oh, it's Brooklyn again. Like the other kids here, 12-year-old Brooklyn loves the outdoors. She loves fishing, but she's not so sure about actually touching the fish, or at least touching it while it's still wiggling. And this is irony. Even though Brooklyn isn't sure that she wants to touch a fish, she's one of the few kids today to actually catch 2 of them. They're trying to get a photo of her with her new fish, but just as they get it lined up, this almost dead fish wiggles.
Yeah, I'll just go next to her.
No, pick it up.
I don't want to touch her.
Pick it up.
Just pick it up. No, like
We did.
from the torso.
I don't like it.
By the gill. Put your finger in the gill.
You could do it. You did it at summer camp.
No, I didn't.
You did.
Oh yeah, you
bleeding,
did. I
though.
remember that.
Out of her neck.
Pick it up.
Oh, that's not her neck.
Dead.
That's her nose.
Pick it up.
Where?
Right here.
Got it.
That's what you're doing. Okay, well, you can wash your hands after. Just pick it up like that.
No, thank
And hold it
you.
up.
Can I pick her up right here?
Yep, do that.
Come on, please.
It's gonna
pick
move.
it up.
I'm sorry.
Pick it up like this.
Can you get her first and then I'll take her? No, wait, she's gonna wiggle. I can do this.
No, guys!
All right.
Brooklyn, pick it up. Here. Brooklyn, hold it. Stop being a wimp.
But she's wiggling!
Just hold
She's
it.
still alive. No, just hold it.
When is she gonna die? Natalie, I don't like it.
It's a fish.
All right, just take a picture. It's scary. Okay, wait, I'll try to pick her up. Just leave her dead here until she dies.
Well, Brooklyn. Ew, I was like, whoa. Here, Bingy's dead now. Now it's dead, Brooklyn. Oh my God! Brooklyn! Oh my God, Brooklyn!
I got another fish!
Really? The girl who names everything and touches nothing catches an even bigger fish than the last
Throw it
one.
back. Throw it
back.
again, so if you want take the hook out. That's a big one. Where is it?
Shit, so I shouldn't have kept Jeffrina.
No.
I'm not gonna eat them.
If we fish
not?
again later, you can't catch any more fish because they'll be in it.
Okay, I won't. No, put her back. She's okay.
I know that's what I'm gonna
I
do.
wasn't attached to her anyway.
So there's Brooklyn, who named all of her bait fish Jeffrey, 1 through 4, and the 2 brook trout she caught. They were both egg-laying females, so she named them Jeffrina, 1 and 2. Meanwhile, Riley. Remember Riley? The kid who was born fishing and is so comfortable outdoors?
You fish out here a lot, right?
Yeah.
Actually, someone who was just telling me, Adam, was telling me that this summer you made your own raft. Is that true? With duct tape?
I made a cardboard raft and I floated it at a bog. And then once it sank, I scrambled out because of all the leeches and child-sized snapping turtles.
They were chasing you?
Yeah. They're about this big, the big ones.
See, as you get better at fishing, when you do it more, you acquire more things.
This is like barely any of what I've got. But I don't have time to swim. And I don't really need much anyways right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I can go out on my big fishing trip.
When is that?
Or in March I'm going to Costa Rica.
Are you really?
To go fishing for like marlin and stuff.
I don't really believe in reincarnation, but if I do come back, I want to come back as Riley. All right, we're wrapping up the fish, so to speak. I'm heading over to the weigh-in table right now, and I'll spend a few minutes inside the shack where the fish are being cleaned for dinner, at least those fish that are going on the coals here later today. Then I'm going back up to the lodge with the kids as we get set to tackle the next adventure. This will take us a few minutes, so stretch your own legs, and I'll meet you at the lodge shortly. I'm at the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association Winter Day Camp. This is Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine on Sports Radio 92.9, The Ticket. This is Sports Radio 92.9, The Ticket with Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine. I'm at the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association facility at Pickerel Pond. It's out the Stud Mill Road, east of Milford. I get out here several times a year to see what the kids are doing, including this particular morning at Winter Day Camp. The Maine Youth Fish and Game Association was established for promoting the love and respect of the Maine outdoors to our kids and extending to these youth the treasures of experience in the outdoors. Throughout the year, MIFGA provides a variety of both outdoor and community activities, such as family ice fishing events, opportunities to go along with Maine State biologists on surveys, state-sponsored trainings regarding ATV safety, and the opportunity to use the MIFGA firing range, or should I now say firing ranges. Since the last time I was here a few months ago, they've nearly finished construction of a new firing range just to the other side of the clubhouse. This will be just about as good as it gets. I'm with MIFGA President Mike Regan, and we're just walking into it now.
Isn't this amazing, though?
Awesome.
This will be, when we're done, probably one of the better ranges in the state of Maine. So what you're seeing right now is the initial groundwork for our 100-yard range project that's funded through a grant from Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, which is actually part of the federal fisheries grant. Mm-hmm. That's all part of the Pittman-Robinson Fund. The state of Maine was awarded 5 years of money for range projects throughout the state, and they've divided up into different regions. We were the award winner for 2015 for here, and we were allocated $50,000 in federal funds, of which we had to match 30% of in-kind or cash donations. So we're going to pour at least $75,000 into this range. The end result will be, in front of us here, will be a 70 foot by 16 pole barn shooting stations. We'll have 8 ambidextrous stations you can shoot from either side. You'll have areas where you can do prone shooting, you can do stand-up shooting, and we'll also have a fully handicap accessible horseshoe type of bench that somebody in a wheelchair would be able to slide right into and be able to shoot 100 yards. We're also going to be building a classroom behind us up on this flat section here that will be able to have some of the firearm safety classes that we have during our summer camps. And our hopes are to actually have additional programs offered out here, strictly firearm based, not just part of summer camp. So we're already working on applying for the 2016 grant to finish this, to add in some fencing, some security lighting, and lighting. So if there are any law enforcement agencies that want to do low light shooting or no light shooting, we'll have the safety lights that they'll be able to turn on and off to do night shooting here. We're also in hopes of rehabbing our original 50-yard range to turn that into an archery range or a pistol range. So we'll have plenty of places for the public to shoot. And again, the good thing about our range is it's open to the public. You don't have to be a member of Maine Youth Fish and Game to come out here. Anybody from the general public is welcome to use our range anytime.
I think one of the good things to point out is when people pay into, basically Pittman Robertson, they never really know where their money's going.
Exactly.
Come take a look.
Exactly. This is where those excise taxes on ammo and firearms go that a lot of people don't even realize they're paying into that Pittman Robertson fund. But yes, this shows you exactly what is being used with those funds.
Yeah, it's not going to waste. In fact, it's promoting our heritage, really.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what we are all about, is promoting the heritage. It's getting lost so quickly with today's society that we're trying to further the heritage of the outdoors and of shooting and so forth.
So how tall are these berms?
The side berms are about 20 feet tall, and the end berm is 35 feet tall. We use the NRA range book as kind of our guidebook, and they had recommended heights, and we decided to exceed those. So the recommended heights are between 12 and 15, and we decided to go about 20. So we have total containment here.
So where'd all this stuff come from?
Surprisingly, all of the material was right here. We had nothing but pure sand in this range area. We have probably 1,000 yards of range piled up behind the range that we can use if we ever need to improve our other range. So we have plenty of material here.
This is all glacial till in this area anyway.
It's amazing. Thornton Construction is the one that did all the groundwork. And they were amazed by what we had for natural material here. The good thing about this, and it's hard to see today because of the snow, the sand berms, to keep erosion down, are coated in about a foot of bark. So they came out with truckloads of bark and just completely covered our entire area with bark. So that way there won't be the erosion when we get heavy rainstorms.
Could even cover them with construction fabric to some extent if you need to.
Yeah, exactly. We're trying the bark now. We'll know in a year or so if that worked. But that's the intent right now, is to limit any type of erosion.
Okay.
All right, guys, can you do me a favor? Can we clap twice? Clap once. Awesome. So the morning kind of flew by. A bunch of people caught some fish. If you didn't catch fish this morning, we're going to have another session for you guys in the afternoon. We also got the fire going. It's probably not ready to cook fish yet, but we'll do that this afternoon if you've already caught your fish. For the next 2 hours, we got 2 different activities that we want to do with you guys. One of them is going to be Deer Go Search and Rescue. Dave Martin's here to talk to you guys a little bit about hypothermia and some of the winter stuff that we're going to be dealing with. Hopefully soon, because it hasn't felt like winter yet. I'm thinking February is probably going to be ridiculous. For those of you that aren't going to be in here for that session, we're going to be outside, and you have an option. We have snowshoes that just got donated. They're brand new and gorgeous. But what don't we have outside? Snow. So most likely it's just going to impede your ability to walk. So we'll probably go downstairs and show them to you guys. If you want to put them on, awesome. If you don't want to, I'm not going to put them on just because it's going to make me a little more difficult walking around. And we're going to go over to the new rifle range that they've just put in, kind of check that out, and then go down to the airstrip and roll around a little bit. All right? What we're going to do first is everybody in Abby's group, we're going to be outside first, and Kate's group is going to be in here with Dave Martin. And then around a little before 11 o'clock, maybe 11 o'clock, we'll switch off. Okay? Does that sound right?
Sounds great.
Sweet.
Okay. Somebody told me what hypothermia is.
Dave Martin is from Dirigo Search and Rescue. No winter day camp is complete without a discussion about winter survival skills. Half of the group is going to learn all about it right now. The other half is outside with Abby and Adam and Jesse, and they're all going to play and have fun in the snow. I hate to say this, but talk about hypothermia just leaves me cold. I'd rather be outside playing with the kids, so I'm heading out there right now, and that's where I will meet you in about 3 minutes. Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine is at the Maine Youth Fishing Game Association at Pickerel Pond, Township 32, east of Milford, in the woods. We'll wrap up today's show in a nature hike with the kids in a moment on Sports Radio 92.9, The Ticket. Welcome back to Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine on Sports Radio 92.9, The Ticket. We're wrapping up a visit to the Maine Youth Fishing Game Association. It's winter day camp out here at Pickerel Pond in Township 32. That's out the Studmill Road east of Milford, about 3 miles out from Suncays Meadows National Wildlife Refuge. This was the part of the program that was supposed to introduce kids to snowshoes, but there's no snow. But that's not stopping a couple of kids from trying anyway. And that includes Riley, the young fellow who's been a big part of today's show, because he will try anything, anytime. And these are brand new snowshoes.
Dude, these are so sweet.
Yeah.
They're the easiest things to put on the world.
Are they from L.O.B.?
Wow.
No,
These were handmade by a guy named Bob Howe down in Bingham. And him and Swampscott County Conservation Association and Sportsman's Lands of Maine worked together and donated us. We have 32 pair.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Did those other ones come in yet?
They have not,
No.
but they are all set. We just need to go pick them up.
I see these in L.O.B. and Freeport all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot of these handmade ones. Except they're...
Dude, real easy.
That was so simple. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that is...
They look really light too.
And they
Yeah,
are.
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look really nice.
You got it, Riley? Good job, buddy.
Riley's the boss. Riley's got everything.
He's gonna be the new Survivor Man.
He is.
I got a question for you, Riley.
Yeah?
What's your favorite season of the year?
Summer.
How come?
Because there's a lot of fun stuff to do, especially fishing.
That's outstanding. I think I'm right there. I wish our summers in Maine were a little longer.
That we get more
I don't know.
winter.
I like the winter.
Me too.
I do too, but we don't have any snow. I don't know what to do with myself. I feel like I want to go sledding.
At least we have
skiing,
some
but I can't do
ice.
either.
There's like 2 inches of snow in the woods, so we could do this nature hike in sneakers. We're barely out of the parking lot when we come across a curious mound of branches and leaves.
So Megan and I were out here doing this trail, and we found this hut.
Hobo.
That's sweet. Who's here? Sophie, get over here.
And it's actually warm in there.
You know what I want. You know what I want.
Naturally, this is a photo opportunity, so we'll get one in the hut and Riley out in front with his snowshoes.
Oh, that's an awesome picture. Good job, guys. That's sweet.
There's been hobos in there.
Does anybody else want to get in there?
We're just a little way up the hill, and I'm kind of having my doubts about this nature walk. There's not a bird to be heard, not even a chickadee. There are no animal tracks at all, not even a red squirrel. We crest a little hill, and I can smell a fox. And I guess I'm the only one who notices.
Come on, Riley.
If you ever get tired, bud, I can take those off for you and I can carry them if you want. It's kind of up to you. You good? You good? All right.
Finally, there's some red squirrel tracks over there. And gradually I realized this trail is on an esker, a long mound of gravel that once was a river under a glacier 10,000 years ago. Dead ahead, a fork in the trail.
Look around. What do you guys see? What do you see?
Fork.
So who knows where we're going next?
Oh, that one.
How come?
Because like when a fork combines, you need to follow where it's pointing, right?
Does anybody else agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are ribbons hanging from branches, and the kids know enough to follow the color that we started on. This will lead around the backside of Pickerel Pond. And that's not the only lesson to be learned along the way.
All right, I got a couple questions for you guys. Raise your hand if you have a bottle of water with you.
I had a bottle of water with me.
You guys both answered at the same time. Go one at a time.
I was thinking about bringing one. I had one
Where was it?
in my pocket.
Not in there anymore? No? Alright, raise your hand if you have any food. Does anybody have any food with them? So what do you think are 2 things you should have with you when you go out in the woods?
Water and food.
Food and water, alright?
Or a survival kit.
True. But 2 of the biggest things, guys, are staying hydrated and having food in order to keep yourself warm. Alright? I know it's not really cold today, but if it was 10 degrees with a wind chill of like -5, those are 2 things that we'd really want to have on us. Especially not only in the wintertime, but in the summertime as well. And we make you guys do it in the summertime. Right now, I just thought of it, because I didn't have one on myself. I don't have any food, I don't have any water. The only thing I do have is a walkie-talkie to communicate to people. But those are things you want to think about when you're out in the woods.
From there, we turn a corner, and the trail drops off down a big hill. Remember I said this looks like an esker? Whenever a river ran under a melting glacier at the end of the last ice age, silt and gravel was deposited, which typically built up into a big ridge under the glacier, falling off steeply on both sides. This area out here is actually full of them, some famous enough to have names. The Horseback is only a couple of miles away, and the Whale's Back is down on Route 9, about 10 miles from where we are right this minute. There's a little bit of snow softening the steep part of the trail, and the first kid drops and rolls down a bit. Looks like fun. So the next kid rolls. Then a couple of others. When we reach the bottom of the hill, everyone decides to go back up and do it again. The counselors explain the difference between doing a log roll, which is when your body is stretched out, and doing an egg roll when you pull in your head and knees into a ball. As it turns out, this is going to be the big substitute for not having enough snow to snowshoe. Even Riley has finally given up and taken them off. So from the top of the hill,
Riley's going first. Not letting anyone off.
Hey!
Riley, on your marks!
No bleeding, no crying!
Get set!
Why?
Go! Keep going. There you go.
What a monster.
This time you can film it.
Let's
do it again.
Yeah. Oh, my.
Oh yeah!
I'm leaving that down here.
That's the best part about these schedules is it's so modifiable. It's like, yeah? You guys want to do that? Sure.
I'm not gonna.
I will never know how all of them did this hill and nobody got hurt.
Good job, girls. He was hauling. He was hauling on his way down.
I want to see someone master the egg roll down.
Go right
And then curls.
Oh, that's awesome. Go, Nate, go. Go, Nate.
Oh, Nate, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, there you go. Oh, that's a fabulous slow. Oh, he just keeps so close to it. Yeah, he almost just like killed him.
Get that in slow-mo.
That's up.
Somebody! Delaney, are you ready? Go, go, go!
I got that on.
Jesse, they're coming
Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap!
So, parents of kids attending the winter day camp, please ignore this part of the show.
Adam, go left!
I can't hear you!
Go left!
This is not one of those winter survival skills the kids normally learn.
Go!
This is just one of those opportunities to be a kid and have outdoor fun in winter.
Adam, be the grand finale!
What's the face?
No matter whether youngsters learn how to ice fish or snowshoe or build a winter fire, the real lesson is that there is more to life than sitting indoors with a video game. We'll wrap it up here. The Maine Youth Fish and Game Association is on Pickerel Pond in Township 32, just east of Milford. It's 3 miles out to Stud Mill Road from the County Road intersection. The pond is for youth fishing only, but families are invited to come anytime. Now, this is important. MIFCA's summer camps will open for registration in just about a month. Kids during the summer will learn a whole bunch of outdoor skills like fishing, fly tying, fly casting, firearm and hunter safety, archery, map and compass, outdoor survival skills, wood burning, camping and camp cookery, ATV safety and operation, knots and knot tying. They usually line up additional presentations on such things as search and rescue dogs, hunting dogs, fisheries biology and fish stocking, and even logging operations. The 5-day summer camp is for kids age 8 to 15. They've got it divided up. They work hard to keep it affordable, and in fact, no child is denied an opportunity to participate because of financial need. Scholarships are available for those campers requiring financial support. Applications will be available at the Eastern Maine Sportsman Show at the University of Maine on March 6th through 8th, or they can be downloaded from the website beginning that same weekend. Enrollment is on a first-come, first-served basis, and that's the most important part because this is really popular. The website is maineyouthfishinggame.org. maineyouthfishinggame.org. Last reminder, because of high school basketball tournament action, will be on at 8 next Saturday morning and at 8 on Sunday morning as usual. Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine is brought to you by Hammond Lumber, Napa Auto Parts, and EBS on Sports Radio 92.9 The Ticket.